Hey everyone, and wow, that's not my big face. Man, I fucked it up already. Hey everyone, welcome back. This is my big fucking face, and I hope you love it because it's here to stay. It ain't going nowhere, motherfuckers. I've had a couple of drinks in, and we are going to do mail time, and my hair's all over the place, and I probably need to re-dye it. And I'm here with Adam. Hey, Ads, how you doing, buddy?
Fantastic. Middle of the week, still in lockdown. I think we're at week 13 of the 7-day lockdown. Just God, I wish our premiere could count. Anyway, what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna drink it away.
That's it. Well, we can't go to the pub to do that yet.
Being heavy-handed. I bought some Jack Daniels because I'm making pork belly tonight with a Jack Daniels barbecue sauce. And tomorrow night we're having Jack Daniels soaked ribs. Like a bourbon soak, basically. And I may have heavily poured my glass. I know, the glass is big anyway, but trust me, it's very easy to heavy pour in one of these glasses. So...
So, hang on. So this is like a Jack Daniels themed cooking thing, and it's like that going to get chicken and then getting the right wine. You just poured some Jack Daniels to go with the Jack Daniels.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I got it.
That's pretty much it. Yeah. So there's not really much to talk about in the card news world. Ben Simmons is being a crybaby and his card prices are plummeting.
In other news, Australia doesn't want to resume any talks with Ben Simmons or have him play on the Olympic team.
I mean, we've already got enough tradies throwing bricks, don't we? Ho ho
ho! Oh. Close to home.
Yeah, welcome. So I guess that's pretty much it, and we can move into mail time. There's a reason why I'm going to show you this on my phone, because I no longer have it in my possession.
Longer have it in your possession?
It came in and it went out real fast. The business. I
thought you bought an NFT for a second, like.
No, but I do have some MLB NFTs over there.
Oh wow!
Yeah. So Sadiq Bey RPA from Impeccable Timor, which looks gorgeous, by the way. Absolutely stunning card to 88. A hit and a break, which was great. And a Josh Green to 49 RPA, which also hit at a break like weeks ago, but thanks to Australia Post, they couldn't actually get it here on time. And if you're wondering just how much I'm waiting on because mail time. There's some stuff, man. There's some stuff. Like, literal stuff just... I've got so many packages coming in from almost a month ago that I have been absolutely just waiting on. Just waiting on because it's all part of mail time. And it's hard because I want to spend money and I'm like, I can't spend money right now. Like, I just can't. Not until I turn over some other stuff. And it's like, but I want to. But if I spend money, I'm not going to get the packages for weeks. So it's frustrating.
Frustrating is one way, yeah. It's just messed up at the moment.
Speaking of frustrating, these were all from the release of Certified Football, which have finally arrived. And we probably need some better light. Hang on. Boop. There we go.
There's some light.
There's some bloody light, mate. So what do we got here? Josh Allen to 75 blue. I don't know who he is, to be honest. Jalen Camp, 390 to 399 rookie base. Why Panini are dead set on, even Tops really, but dead set on fucking doing a parallel, which this clearly doesn't look like a parallel at all, and then chucking a number on it. It makes no sense to me at all. I don't understand it.
Not even.
Obviously, it must be some sort of
Doesn't
parallel.
look like a parallel at all. It just
No.
looks like someone stamped it.
Just thanks. And this one is also to 399. Rookie for Elijah Mitchell. Elijah. We have a James Robinson graffiti, a Trevor Lawrence graffiti. That was a nice hit.
See, that looks like a parallel of sorts.
Yeah. And so does this, surprisingly enough, right? This looks like a fucking parallel. This is a Trey Lance patch, a new generation patch. Very hard to read. In the pink to 199. Yes, I said in the pink. You're welcome. And we have an auto freshman fabric of Travis Etienne Jr., who I've never heard of, to 249 RPA. I'm sure he's great. No, he's not.
I'm sure he's going to develop into one fine footballer.
Yep. And then, look, I'm going to be honest, there's just some shit in here that no one needs to see, with a silver Will Barton on top.
I was going to say, that's not Nikola Jokic.
No. But we did crack a Jamal Mashburn.
Jamal Murray.
That's what I said, yep.
Because Jamal Mashburn played for the Charlotte Hornets.
Yep. Couple of drinks in.
Love it.
But this came out of the same break that the RJ Hampton came out of, and they were both the last two cards in the box, so it was hilarious. So I felt like I stole everyone's break. Speaking of stealing breaks, this also came out of that same break, and Alex English to 35. To 35?
Who doesn't like Alex English?
To 99, yeah. Then I ordered this a month ago off Facebook for about $15.
That's nice. How's the centering on that?
The centering is pretty good. It's still a little bit left to right, like most of these, to be honest. But fairly good. And then from the break where I got the Sadiq Bey, I also got an Isaiah Stewart base retail. Sure. But I did get my boy in Sparkly.
Oh, very nice. That's very nice.
That's my mail time. That's all I got. That's it.
Oh, wow.
Like,
thanks, Australia Post.
Australia Post have really... I want to say that it's Australia Post fault, but let's be honest, it's the Australian government dropping the ball so fucking horrifically. Like, in an effort, it feels like, to try and, like, make it so everyone just wants them to do the Telstra thing and sell off another public company. You know, publicly owned by government company. It just feels ridiculous. Like, really, really bad. So, I wouldn't be surprised at this stage if the government was angling to just, like, try and dismember Australia Post, which would be really shit.
Yeah, look, the government just doesn't surprise me at the moment.
No, they're just taking the wrong... Oh. And look, this whole COVID thing over the last few years could have been that big way to, like, show how strong online purchasing can be within Australia. And instead they put a GST on incoming shit from outside the fucking country. Now, for those who aren't aware, that aren't in maybe Canada, GST is a goods and services tax, which is supposed to be on internal Australian items only, not things coming in from overseas. However, our government's so fucking greedy for taxes that they decided that they wanted to tax imports. Not just with an import tax, but also hit it with a double GST. So they're actually double dipping.
Yeah.
Which is just the biggest load of shit. It's fucking ridiculous. Like, I have to pay import tax plus GST when I bring a box into the country. Like, you just pretty much crippled small business and don't give a shit. And they don't.
Yep. It's I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you do though?
Well, and that's the point, right? There's so much stuff that they should be doing and that they're not. Because, I mean, number one, if I was the government, I would have been like converting literal post offices into sorting offices, regardless. I would have been like, all right, so, letters have to go through a sorting office because they're letters and it's going to be easier that way. But like these packages will divert to, this retail branch, this retail branch, and this retail branch. Do what the hospital system is doing, where they're converting like triage nurses and ICU nurses into like, normal standard nurses and like, crossing over beds and stuff and cancelling surgeries.
It's yeah, I was gonna say it's interesting times. Interesting times will be the as far as I'm going with
that's
hospital workers. But
yeah.
They're adjusting, they're adapting, and that's what you're supposed to do, right?
Yeah, exactly. I would like to say frustrating times, especially for us, like because what we do obviously basically requires mail time.
It's got to be one of the most frustrating things. I mean, if we didn't have the internet, you imagine how insane we'd be going right now.
I do remember the fact that it was only just before COVID, most of Australia didn't have properly functioning internet. We had third world internet and we're not a third world country. And you know what? That's even, I apologize to some of those third world countries because it has been for a very long time known that they have better infrastructure on their internet than we have in a third world country. And that makes no sense at all.
It's a bloody joke. It's
fucking
joke.
Ridiculous. Like, to say that somewhere like Ethiopia, right, has better internet than Australia, that even some of the hardest hit places in Africa, hit by disease and famine, can play and upload a YouTube video like easier than Australia could 2 years ago, is ridiculous. It just blows my mind.
And we're still, and our internet's still not fabulous.
Oh, no. It probably won't be for a while. But I'm just going to go out and say, what we've got currently is certainly a lot better than what we've had previously. Which is fantastic. Like, the fact that I'm on NBN now and can do this without it, like, stuttering like a motherfucker is fantastic. Because for so very long, being able to not do anything is, has been pretty taxing, to be honest, and extremely frustrating.
Speaking of taxing, look at what's happened with COVID. I disappear from this hobby for a space of like 18 months, and everything's now worth 10 times what it used to be, including the baseline products, like the rubbish stuff.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, what are you going to do about it? Like, I think people are people are realizing that base is trash. So they're not really buying that heavily into base stuff. But I mean, if we had a stronger rookie crop like we will in the 21-22 season, it's still going to be ridiculous. But then again, like the year after is when Fanatics takes over, right?
Yeah, but now that's going to be interesting. That's going to be like a massive shift in the landscape, I guess, is the
huge. And I don't know how that's going to affect our breaks and what we do.
You know how we're going to get the inside track? We're going to go and visit some psychics who are going to tell us exactly what to do, because that's about as much intel as we can get with Fanatics coming on board.
I don't know. Do you believe in ghosts?
Maybe.
It's going to shake my head at you. I'm just going to shake my head at you. I don't think we've ever discussed the paranormal thing. But the way I look at it is like, I've never seen a psychic be able to correctly predict anything rather than just reading somebody. And when it comes
don't get me wrong. They're separate things.
Yeah.
You can believe in the paranormal and think that psychics are full of shit.
I mean, you can, but if you believe in ghosts, I have a lot of questions.
Believe in aliens.
See,
I don't
now
think they're any here.
that's a fine belief, right?
That's mathematical, right?
Yes, that is mathematical. That is science fiction turned to science fact. The fiction part is that, you know, aliens would be coming to visit us on Earth all the time. However, the facts suggest that we are definitely not alone in our universe, let alone multiple universes with multiple exo-Earths and Earth hybrids, which could sustain life, right? The varied nature, the absolute nature of that life is unknown. We can't, there's no way for us to tell. However, we can make a highly educated guess that if it has the same or near the same contingents in the atmosphere that we have, such as oxygen, nitrogen, and has carbon base and all that sort of stuff, we could make a fairly logical conclusion that there should be humanoids on that planet, depending on how old that planet is. At the very least, there should be some sort of life, whether it be carbon-based or silicon-based or whatever it might be. Or it might be just like something we don't even understand or know. It could be energy-based.
If there are bogans in Dandenong and Broadmeadows, statistics show that there's got to be life somewhere else in the universe.
I'm just saying that if a bogan visits the Gold Coast and is completely out of their element, finish that glass off quick. Yes, but so the only reason that I would think that aliens would actually come to our Earth is if we are a zoo, perhaps. It's the zoo theory. You're welcome. Because, I mean, otherwise they would, like, come here and kill us and conquer us. They haven't done that. You know, the government is completely shady. All the governments are completely shady over, like, whatever they do know. And then, because they're like, we don't want to give up our tactical advantage to anyone else. So any reports that they might have, like, alien spacecraft or whatever could be correct, but probably aren't. But you don't know. Was it a weather balloon? Was it an alien? Who the fuck knows? And we're not going to know for a very long time. So, alone in the universe? Definitely not. Aliens coming and visiting us here on Earth and having parties and... look,
people
we would have
speaking to
seen them.
spirits and being able to tell you when you're going to win the lotto? Now, that's a bit far-fetched.
Exactly. Yeah, I always just think it's a weird thing because, like, I know people from both sides of the coin. I know people from the, like, absolutely aliens walk among us. Fucking why? But I also know the people who are, like, very methodical, science-based, who go, well, it's logical that in our universe and other universes that there would be some form of life, likely as advanced as our own, if not more. There's definitely got to be somebody more advanced than us. We can't be the oldest life, you know, that's able to do what we do. Hashtag look at dolphins.
That's it. One little bloody planet. That's it. That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah. And I always find it funny when people are like, aliens aren't real. And I'm like, no, I think that they're absolutely real. I just don't suspect that they have visited us and that they have been kidnapping people and probing them. That's your sex fetish, not mine.
Yeah, true that. True that.
And that is Tinfoil Hat Corner. You're welcome.
Oh, wow. So what happens at this time of year? So we're looking like Australia Post has dicked our mail time this week.
Well, look, it's September.
It's the end of September. I mean, today was media day around the NBA. We got our first look at the retirement village in Los Angeles. My team, the Los Angeles Lakers, and the boys managed to all not use their walking frames while they get their photos taken. So that was a positive.
Does LeBron at least have his shirt on this time?
Well, I know AD was out of his bubble wrap, so Yeah, first look at Brody in the number 0, and Rondo's wearing number 4.
Is Bronze changed to 6, has he?
Bron is back in number 6. So
yeah. 6 from 23.
Is AD sticking with 3 though?
I believe so. I was told he was, but
the initial reason was that LeBron was going to go back to 6 so that AD could have 23 back.
Who knows, man? I guess we'll see when the season starts. Maybe the 3 is just like intermittent thing before he takes up the 23.
Maybe they'll just wait another season, sell some number 3 jerseys, and then do the resell thing like they've done with LeBron this season.
Yeah, exactly. And like, you know, it's going to be one of those things of like, we literally will not know until it happens. So, meh. Oh yeah, I guess in other card news, Carpet Punter just posted the Obsidian Pick Your Team video, so definitely go and check that out. And,
Card Punter.
Yeah, Card Punter.
And YouTube. Card Punter.
Dale from Cherry doing his business, cracking some Obsidian. Look at that. Look at that.
Like, value-wise,
I'm going to tell you no.
Nah, it just doesn't. It doesn't. I've still got a mega. You know, the funny thing is, I've still got a select mega here somewhere.
You still haven't opened that with your friend? Oh, that's one of those volcanic
Nope.
things. Yeah, one of the things with Obsidian is don't buy a box because it's like $600 US for a box, which is just shit. It's just ridiculous. It makes it like $20 per card roughly, $25 roughly. The checklist is huge and varied. The box content is 2 autos, 2 parallels, and 3 base cards on average. Remember that on average means that they can short you a fucking auto, which is bullshit, because on average is stupid. They don't guarantee you that one of those autos is actually going to be a rookie. In my honest opinion, for this price, I wouldn't touch the product as a sealed product. I would only go in breaks. I would definitely do PYTs. With, surprisingly enough, the Mavs being the biggest and best value, because Luka gets like 8 cards and 3 of those are autos.
Okay.
So, you know, cracking a Luka auto is great. Cracking a parallel Luka auto is going to be like bank. You're going to be looking at like a, you know, a $5,000 to $10,000 card, I reckon. Is Lulu.
No, the product's weird, and the time of the year. Normally, so I feel like Obsidian's a weirdly timed product.
Always.
Select just been delayed this year?
Yes, it was heavily delayed by like a month.
By a month. I feel like it was like delayed heaps.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, it might have been, I think it was a month and a half, because Optic was delayed by like 3 months. Because Optic usually comes out just before Select.
Okay. Yeah, no, I feel like Select used to come out around the playoffs.
I still say it looks better than Optic.
Oh, I think Select a fantastic a fantastic set.
Better Prism set than Prism.
Yeah, funny that. It's the funniest part of it.
Yeah. Yeah, the whole thing is just a bit ridiculous, to be honest. But, you know, what are you going to do? All right.
What have we got? What else have we got to talk about? I mean, there's obviously pre-seasons. I'm doing a preview podcast next week on Tuesday and Thursday for a friend's podcast doing an NBA preview. Ooh. But we're waiting for the season to start.
Yeah, pretty much.
And in turn, I guess we're waiting for products.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes down to it, at the end of the day, it's all about Cade. This year is all about Cade. I'm going to be honest. I think that Chicago Bulls again are going to be a really good front runner this season, but we'll see.
You reckon they're going to come out of the gates?
Yeah.
Huh. I don't know. I think they might take a little bit of time to gel.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
It's yeah. Who have we got? So we've got Chicago.
Yeah.
They're going to be. They're new.
Mm-hmm.
Who else have we got?
Pistons have Cade, so Pistons are, going to be the hot team,
full of energy, which is good.
Especially considering they have Sadiq Bey and Killian Hayes, so a
lot of young talent.
Lots of young talent, very young team. I don't think that we'll see the same showing out of Booker and the Phoenix Suns this year. I think they'll try. But I think everyone's going to know.
You think people are going to figure him out? And
pretty much.
I mean, CP3's back. I think the Suns they'll be thereabouts. I think they may have been played above their capabilities last season. But what about the retirement village Lakers?
Look, everyone tipped the Lakers this year, and the Lakers fell flat. And I think it's going to be the same. I think that in the next season, I gotta say, I could see them making the conference finals. I can't see them getting to be the winners. I just can't see it. Even with what they're doing, I don't think it was the right decision.
I think a couple of those pieces that they've got there are ready for trade.
Yeah.
Trade bait.
Also, I might be a little bit angry at everyone over Carson Edwards, but
As other news, your player's been shelved.
Shelved? Is that what we're calling it now?
Is there a set of basketball cards that come out for anyone that gets
free agent?
League?
free agent league.
Free agent league.
Look, I'm just gonna say.
Uh-oh.
Look at all my coasters. Look at all my coasters. This is all very much.
Oh man.
This is the stash, the supreme stash of Supreme. It's funny because the week before I almost bought a tiger.
Oh wow.
A prism tiger. I was very close to buying a tiger, and I was like, no, not going to do that, not going to do that. Thank goodness I didn't. Because that would have been fucked.
Wow.
Yeah, now I have a case full of very expensive coasters.
That's, but you never know. Like, you might get picked up signed off waivers, and...
He could. There's the potential. I mean, at the end of the day, looking at it from an outside perspective, how often does a free agent come back to the NBA?
Yeah, mathematically you're fucked.
Yeah. That is
the math says you're cooked, but
the math says, sorry, buddy. And the thing is, somebody was like, did you literally take a gamble? I was like, no, I took an educated guess, and it was wrong. Because I can admit when I'm wrong. But he played really good in college, and not so great in the NBA because he didn't get time, and then that led to this. So, odd situation.
It makes it tricky.
Look, at least I didn't invest heavily in somebody like Daniel Oturu, who also got waived as well. And he's a rookie from this year. He got traded and then waived straight away. They were just like, nah.
Yeah, it was never part of the plan.
Nah. So, that says a lot. But I mean, at least Carson got the last 2 years to be in the NBA, technically speaking. Rookie year and second year. So 2 years is better than none. But until he comes back to the NBA, I've got a heavy-duty protection case full of coasters. Yep. Oh boy.
Yeah, that's it's a bit sad. Like it sucks when you start a PC and then the player just disappears off the face of the planet.
Yeah, especially when you run up the cost and you go, you know what? For everything that I bought, I could have just bought one Zion auto, one of the lesser autos for 1.5 2K, and now they're like expensive as fuck, and they're gonna probably continue to be expensive as fuck. So, what you gonna do, brother?
What you gonna do? That's the thing. I guess you there's two ways to approach it. Like you're prospecting, you're doing a bit of research, you're going, you know what, I think this guy's gonna be really good. So you invest in a player.
Yeah.
And you pick up all these cards, and if the stars align and he's a star player, starts to really make a name for himself, you make a lot of money.
Yeah.
Your investment's amazing. The very worst, you find a niche player. I think Julius Randle is kind of one of those examples where I PC'd Randle because I just liked the way he balled out when he got drafted by the Lakers. And Jordan Clarkson, I kind of just picked up in a similar vein. Every time there were little Lakers sales, there'd be JC stuff and Randle. So people would start tagging me in Randle, and great. Left the Lakers, kind of stayed with it, but he left the Lakers and became, well, he was okay at the Pelicans, and then got the league's most improved player. So he's a player on the up. His value's increasing, but it's still not. It's not like there's not going to be 10,000 PSA graded 10 Julius Randle Prism.
Well, not yet. I mean, as soon as his card prices start to skyrocket when he gets a good game, there'll be 10,000 of them.
But it's like people aren't going to go out of their way to PC Julius Randle unless there are some crazy Knicks fans. Which is possible with the Knicks, but
yeah, entirely possible.
But yeah, it takes a lot for a player to reach that kind of that upper echelon as far as your Lukas, your Zions, and that's why they're such solid investments. But on the flip side to that, if Luka breaks his leg and can never play basketball again in game 1 of this season, what happens to those 10,000 PSA 10s?
Yeah, they all die. And at the end of the day, I feel like I made the correct choice mathematically, right? We saw that last year or this year with Killian Hayes, where I was like, here's the outside choice. I think he plays really well. And then, during the season, he played fine. And then during G League, we got to see him and Kate Peterson just tearing up the court, right? Like, in tandem. So it's like, okay, well, obviously the secondary investment that I went with is also like very good. So, I mean, that one's gonna likely mature over the next couple of years, and I'll be happy with it. So it's not a big problem. It's just a weird problem.
Yeah. Zach Smart in the YouTube chat. God, it's just like my Ron Baker PC.
Oh, yeah, a little bit like that. Yeah.
I'm glad I didn't invest too heavily in Ibaka's Zubac.
Oh.
I didn't want to touch his cards after he went to the Clippers. Stuff that.
I mean, people go to the Clippers to die, don't they, Kawhi Leonard? Lol.
Rondo went there to die and he's been resurrected.
Well, yeah, okay, there is that, but still.
But
I just feel like they're one of those teams that
you'd have a ring by now if you had to come across.
Yeah, exactly. Kawhi I could see like in the Lakers, to be honest.
Yeah.
But
I think after LeBron goes, him and AD might team up.
Maybe. I probably at this stage, I think that if he's going to change teams and go anywhere, it's probably going to be the Hornets or Bulls.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah. And you can imagine that, like, can you imagine bringing back the heyday of the Bulls? Yeah. That'd be kind of scary. Anyway, I guess we should wrap this up. Ads, where can we find you and your content?
Me and my content. I am on Twitch, which I'm currently on at the moment. Ads 7281. come and hang out. I'm normally playing Hearthstone. I'll be playing a bit of Diablo this weekend because Diablo 2 is relaunched and I want to relive my childhood.
So does that mean we have to rebuy it? It does, doesn't it?
Yeah, like it's Diablo 2 Resurrected. So the coolest feature of this game,
maybe they can
so far,
resurrect
I say
my
coolest
wallet.
feature, is that you can press G and toggle the old graphics.
Oh, jeez.
So you can be in the new, like, upgraded version of the game, and then just press G and everything goes back to like 2000, circa 2000.
I don't think I'm about that. As for myself,
you kind of go, wow, that looked like in this day and age that's terrible, but we thought it was state of the art, but probably was in the year 2000.
I mean, it was in the year 2000 exactly. As for myself, you can find me at chessbreaks.com.au. Please go and buy the cards that is up there at the moment, sealed stuff, etc. Pay by, by anything other than PayPal, because PayPal is shit. Just trust me.
PayPal are a pack of douchebags, really.
Yeah, pretty much. Sick of them holding money. And other than that, you can find me obviously here, Chess Breaks. You can also find me over on Card Punter YouTube. Just YouTube up Card Punter. And also join our Facebook group at facebook.com/groups/Chess Breaks. Cool. Ads, do you have anything you want to say to the crowd before we run away?
Before we run away, not really. I'll be doing my fortnightly, hopefully doing my fortnightly rummage through my box and putting up a sale this weekend. If not, it'll be sort of early next week because I got a lot of podcasts on next week.
A lot of podcasts. All of the podcasts. All right, great.
The NBA news.
Well, thanks for hanging out, everyone. Have a lovely night.
Enjoy the rest of your evening.
The evening.